Hello and welcome back to the channel. I have a very interesting story that I'm going to be sharing with you that comes as no surprise at all. There is a woman who doesn't want her biracial son to be taught CRT, which is critical race theory. So now she is suing the school because she believes that what they are teaching him has changed his heart on certain things. He's now identifying as a fully black man, and he's using that to try to get out of doing chores as well. So I want to get into this article because I find it to be very interesting that every tactic imaginable is being used to literally prevent people from teaching the truth of this country and what happened to so-called black people at the hands of white people. It is what it is. These are facts that need to be talked about, especially when you have a young man driving 200 miles to go to a grocery store where there's majority black people and he opens fire. Okay, so basically this mom, she complains on Fox News that her biracial son won't do his chores because of CRT. And so now she's suing the school. It says the mother of the biracial 13-year-old is suing the Virginia school district over its usage of critical race theory, which she is claiming caused him to start seeing himself just as a black man. Now, you know what I find interesting about that? I'm going to cut away from the article for a moment. I find it interesting that schools also taught that one drop made you black. That was their rule. The one drop rule came from the educational system. It came from the system in general. They said one drop makes you black. As a matter of fact, that didn't, help mixed people in the past. They were considered black, and they got, in many cases, not all, in many cases, they got the same treatment as a fully black person. Now, there were other cases where they were treated better, but, in certain parts of the country during slavery, they were treated just as bad. And so that one drop rule isn't something that's new that's being taught. That is something that was a historical teaching here in this country. And of course, it is not the truth. That is just something that they were using because they felt like their blood had been tainted, you see. Anyway, that's a whole other story. Back to the article, it says Melissa Riley, a mother from the Charleston area, told Fox News on Monday that she noticed a significant change in her son's perspective after the Albemarle School District rolled out anti-racist curricula. Now, why wouldn't she want them to teach anti-racist curricula? I mean, this is against racism. You shouldn't want it, right? But she says, we didn't have issues before. He's in the 8th grade, Riley told host Jesse Waters on Monday. He's seeing himself just as a black man. He's seeing things that don't go his way as racism, and he is finding safety in numbers now. Riley went on to allege that her son is now attempting to invoke racism in order to get out of chores. So right there, he's just trying to manipulate her, but this is still no reason not to teach it. She's trying to show that teaching the historical facts of this country is harmful to their children, right? That is the argument that she's trying to make, that it's harmful when in reality it's harmful not to teach it. They need to know and understand what happened in the past, right? Because some of these things continue to happen to today. Okay. Riley went on to allege that her son is now attempting to invoke racism to get out of chores. I asked him to clean his room. He said racism. She told Waters. Wow. You're kidding, right? He responded. Or are you serious? No, I'm serious, Riley insisted. They have totally changed his perspective. They have put him in a box. Riley also claimed that the school district said her son could serve as the black spokesperson for the black community. Wow. Oh my goodness. No one person can be a spokesperson for a whole group of people. That's ridiculous. Riley told the New York Post that she is white and Native American. She She said that she didn't find such a suggestion for her son appropriate. He looks Hawaiian. She said her son, he's beautiful. Okay, so you can hear some racial undertones in that as well. Because he looks Hawaiian, he's beautiful, but the kid identifies as black, so the beauty can't be in the black, though. It can only be in the fact that he looks Hawaiian. Ain't that something? It just comes out, y'all. It always comes out somehow. Anyway, when I told them I didn't think that would be appropriate, she added, they told me that if he was uncomfortable with the conversations, he and other children of color could go to a safe place during these conversations. It's amazing how everyone wants to be shifted to a safe place when it comes to talking about what the heck happened to black people in this country. Get us to a safe place. Spare our ears from the truth. I mean, that's what it boils down to. We don't want to hear the truth. It's too hurtful for our ears to talk about the actual physical pain that these people went through at the hands of our ancestors. Okay, continuing on. But you know what? The Bible did prophesy that these people in these other nations would do this to the tribes of Judah and find themselves not guilty. So again, back to the article, it says, according to the Post, Riley has signed onto a lawsuit filed by Alliance Defending Freedom, a conservative legal group arguing that the school district's anti-racist program contravenes the state constitution's equal protection and free speech clauses. That suit, submitted in December, was struck down just last month by a judge who reportedly found that there was nothing inherently evil or wrong about what the district was teaching. Ain't that something how it has to be struck down, the truth? They have to strike down the law that's saying, look, it's bad to teach this. But the judge says, look, there's nothing wrong with teaching this. The fact that it even gets that far is ridiculous. Anyway, back to the article, it says, in long monologues about racism in schooling, Auburn Male Circuit Judge Claude Worrell II said at the time, I think it happens during education that certain people are made to feel uncomfortable about history and their place in it. ADF is also backing another lawsuit filed by a former assistant principal who alleged that the school board harassed her after she expressed concerns about the school's anti-racist teachings. So it's amazing to me how people want to cut off the truth while things that happened in the past are happening again today, the same types of things. But everyone wants to be protected from the truth. They want their children protected from it. Well, no one is offering protection to the victims of these things that happened in the past and now the present. So this is what we are looking at again in this country. There is this hypocrisy that is off the charts. They don't want you to teach about critical race theory because basically it highlights the evils of this country, and they don't want anyone paying attention to that because they want you to focus only on black crime. But if you're being real, crime exists in every race and culture. That's just the way it is, you see. Anyway, I'm done with this video. In the comment section below, remember to leave your comments. Keep it tight and right. But until next time. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.